This week parasha, Parashat Pinchas. We have 10 zechirot, 10 things that we have to remember every day. One of the zechirot, one of the things that we have to remember every day, what Bilam, the advice that Bilam gave to Balak to kill and destroy Kahal Israel. It's very interesting parasha. It's a very alive parasha. Parasha tells us that the enemy wants to destroy Kahal Israel. Now we think that he has to get the best weapon to destroy Kahal Israel, but Bilam tells Balak, no weapon work on this nation. If you want to destroy this nation, what should you do? You should get them to sin. You should get them to do averot. If they sin and they do averot, they're gonna lose the protection from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and then it's easy to destroy them. But Balak told Bilam that no, from the time of flood, all of the nations got together and they made the agreement that they are not going to do adultery, they are not going to do averah sins, something that's not moral in moral relationship. And then how could I do that? Bilam told him very simple psychology in life. Told him that if you send your daughter, you are a daughter of the king, goes there. Everybody sees that. Wow, the daughter of the king is there. Everybody goes, everybody follows. It's a very interesting point in life. The greatest crime you put on the table, if some people with prestige, they do that, everybody follows. That happened. Balak sent his own daughter, Kasbi Batsur Chazal tell us that was the daughter of Balak, and everybody says, oh, this king, if the rich people, these prestigious people, they are doing that, people would follow. That's something that could happen. And they did it, and they got Kahal Israel to do sin. Now, it wasn't so simple like that the ladies came and, with attraction and they got Kahal Israel. The Midrash says they did with a lot of wisdom. The wisdom that now the Goyim are using to destroy Kahal Israel. What did they do? They got elders lady with full modesty to sit outside of the tent and to sell merchandise. Linen, Chazal tell us that Kahal Israel, they love linen, the linen material they love, and they sold them, and they set the price to them, and the younger ladies inside, with lack of modesty, less price, cheaper. And they went to them and they talked to them, and little by little they got them to do Averah. And that's the way that they got Kahal Israel. Now Torah tells us that Pinchas, the Nazar, he was zealous, and he saw a Jewish man is going after a Goyish lady. He saw that the halacha is Haboel Baramit Qanaim Pogimbo. Somebody goes with the Goyish lady, he is committing a crime, and the punishment is obvious. And he went and he killed them both together at the same time. And Chazal tell us 12 miracles happened for Pinchas. And when a Jewish man gives his seed to a Goyish lady, it's destroying Jewish nation. And that's a great crime. This crime cannot be tolerated. We cannot tolerate, because that's a destruction of Am Yisrael. That's what our enemy Bilam 3,000 years ago told our enemy Balak, you want to destroy them? That's the way to destroy them. Get them intermarry with others, and through that they're going to be destroyed. And the person has to know that a Jewish girl, somebody was born from a Jewish mother, and somebody does a real conversion. If the conversion is not right, through reform or conservative, that's not a Jewish lady. It's a Goyish lady. All of the hilchot of Goyish lady would be there. Don't justify it and don't make a mistake. Don't think that the conversion of conservative or reform is accepted. It's not accepted. And it has the halacha of Goyish lady. And the same halacha would apply. That what Pinchas did, Pinchas was zealous to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and did whatever that he did. And it's very interesting point to point out that if a Kohen that gives us blessing every day kills somebody, even by mistake, we tell him, stop. You are not allowed to bless Kahal Israel. Because even by accident you kill somebody, no, there is some type of ignorance that you did. And you lose the privilege of blessing Ahal Israel. Now Torah tells us here, Pinchas was not a Kohen. He got Kehuna, he became a priest through killing Zimri ben Salu. He killed a Jew and he took away his life and he became a Kohen. Now Kohanim are symbolic of life. If they take away life, they cannot do the job. They cannot do the avodah, they cannot do blessings. And more than that, they cannot even sound metame to a met because they are removed from any type of death. Here, we see that Pinchas kills somebody and he becomes a minister, becomes a Kohen. If you notice, Torah says, "Lachen emor netiloet beriti shalom." I'm going to give him a covenant of peace, shalom. If you notice in Torah, the shalom, the word of shalom is written with vav, vav ketia. The vav is cut. If you look, it says the vav is the vav is not the normal vav. The vav is cut. If you notice in Torah, in Sefer Torah, and vav, the vav is cut. Now Chachamim tell us why vav is cut. Because shalom, if you cut the vav, becomes yud shalim. Cut means exactly this point. Torah encouraging us all the time to have peace, to have tolerance. But we get to a point that we shouldn't have tolerance. We cannot have tolerance. And Torah is telling us here, there is no place of peace. There is no place of tolerance. The vav is cutting and killing, that creates shalom. That creates peace. That creates shalom complete. If you have tolerance, you're gonna destroy Kahal Israel. There are red lights in life that you are not allowed to pass. If you pass the red light, we cannot have tolerance. We cannot associate with a person like that. If we do that, we are destroying the shalom. Therefore, we're here, shalom sometimes has to be cut to become shalom, complete. If we don't do that, we are not going to be complete. We're going to destroy. Here, Pinchas, with whatever that he did, he brought the peace to the world. He brought the shalom to all Kahal Israel, and becomes Beit Olam, eternal covenant, with having zealous and understanding. I think we are becoming too numb. We became very numb. In other words, people tell us, okay, there is a double ceremony wedding. We're going to go to one. We're going to live by the other one. How could you be in one? How could a person be in a wedding that the man is getting married to a Goya? He's destroying the zera, the seed of Jewish people. Person cannot be in that wedding. Now, Reza ben David says a person should give his tefillin to a Goyish lady, but he should not give seed to Goyish lady. Because seed of Kahal Israel is kadosh, has to maintain for Kahal Israel. And that builds up the Kahal Israel. And that keeps the kedusha of Kahal Israel. And Torah says, Beit Olam, the covenant forever was made with Pinchas. Pinchas became minister through destroying something like that. Therefore, Torah is encouraging very much not to have tolerance. One time, one of the Talmidim of Avraham Kotzer comes to Avraham Kotzer and tells him that, he was a learned person. He said that if I marry a Jewish lady, I know that this Jewish lady doesn't go to mikveh, and and there is a karet, there is such great punishment for that. But if I marry a Goyish lady, there is no such a great punishment for that. Maybe I should marry a Goyish lady. In calculation, he thought it's better to marry a Goyish lady with calculation. But Rabbi Aharon Kotler, told him, you are miscalculating life. With the Goy, there is no life. There is a death. There is the eternal death. But you marry a Jewish lady, and Bezrat Hashem, little by little, you do teshuvah, and you make a home, and you're going to have real life.